Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Sorry for this one being late. I would have had this card like 4 games ago if EA actually counted all my crosses when I did them. But we have the card regardless. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a really cool objective-oriented card through gameplay objectives, through rivals, in a Moments Laporte card. He actually looks pretty solid in his own ways, obviously. Looks pretty nice, not gonna lie to you. In regards to his stuffs, we're looking at a card that is 6'2" with medium work rates. Left-footed on the left side is going to be really nice, to be honest with you. I actually like that he's left-footed. Very big thing there. 2-star skills, 3-star weak foot, so it's a shame he doesn't have the weak foot, but not necessarily a big deal. In regards to his specific stats, we have 70 acceleration with 76 sprint speed. He has 88 composure. He actually has passing stats with 83 short passing, 82 long passing, so all the important stuff. Defensive stats improved with the Shadow Chemistry style would be very nice, obviously. And the fact that he already has physical stats there as well is obviously pretty nice too. So the fact that he's 6'2" with decent jumping, he's got 89 strength, 81 stamina for a center back is pretty nice as well. Again, I only see this card being strictly used as a center back in a team because, you know, if you use him in a 3 at the back formation, I only really see him being used as a center back because he's obviously not going to give you that characteristic where he feels like a fullback slash center back hybrid, like that SAR card that came out for that SBC Foot birthday card. He's not really going to offer that to you, but he's definitely going to be really ideal to use in a 2 center back formation, or in a 3 at the back formation when he is the center back, right? So very important stuff to talk about here. In regards to the actual stat upgrades with the Shadow Chemistry style, which I think is obviously the most important choice to give him, he gets 85 acceleration with 86 sprint speed. So you kind of have to mess with your tactics a little bit. You don't really want to play with high depth. I feel like for me personally, I would have to play on balanced tactics for the defensive area, not pressure on heavy touch with this type of card, because I need players that can put that pressure on heavy touch, but, sprint back quickly. 85 acceleration with 86 sprint speed is not necessarily going to be great. Like, obviously, he's still going to catch up to attackers regardless because of the way that the mechanics work in FIFA, but obviously you have a bigger consistency with chasing after players when you use someone like Eder Militao, because if you can see the specific stats with this card, with the Shadow Chemistry style, instead of it being 85, 86, he would actually get 93, 90. So those extras are very beneficial because the Shadow Chemistry style obviously gives him really good defensive stats as well, all that good stuff. But because Aymeric Laporte is shorter, or not shorter, but he's lower in pace, the Shadow isn't as significant, but again, this is just because of playstyle. In regards to the traits that he has in game, he only has long passer. CPU AI, I don't know how much it influences the online experience. I don't think it does, to be honest, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, the way that we're gonna be trying out this card is we're just gonna be using our Premier League team. He's going to be one of the center backs in regards to that. And the way that we're going to be lined up with him in the squad is going to be on balanced instructions, like I said. But we're going to have it on 4 width, 3 depth, because, again, his pace is good with the upgraded stats for the Shadow Chemistry style, but I just need to test him out in regards to that. So we kind of just want to be super aggressive here on the attack with high, players in the box high, because we want to defend with him. This is not going to be the type of review where I'm going to strictly focus on him. I kind of just want to give the ball to my opponent, let him attack against me, and I want to see how he moves off of the other center back, because even though you can use him with a 3 at the back formation as a center back, I still think it's mostly ideal to use him with somebody else next to him, right? So because he's a medium work rated player, and so is Rio Ferdinand, I feel like it's going to be like a really good balance between the two, right? So we're going to be using balance. 4 at the back formation. I could, just for the hell of it, use the 3 at the back formation as well. We'll go ahead and switch to it if I solely want to defend with him. Again, I don't think it's the most ideal, but we're going to try it regardless. We're going to make sure that these cards are on play as striker, aggressive interceptions, or join the attack. I think join the attack makes more sense. And then we're going to put conservative intercept or aggressive interception, so we make sure that they're out of position. And then we'll just have Aymeric Laporte on stay back while attacking. So let's get into a game. We're going to try him out in the 4 at the back first, see how he moves with the other center back, and then we'll basically take it from there. Let's get into a game, see how he plays. Yeah, this looks about right to try the card out against, to be honest. It looks about right. I think he's going to be, I don't know what he's going to be using. Probably like a 4-1-2-2. 4-3-1-2 maybe. High work rates. I mean, Ramsey and the other center mid that he had, I think it was Kimmich, with Thorsby in the team kind of suggests that. So that might be even better for me to test out with the defenders. So you can see right now that he's tracking that one player right there, kind of staying in that general position. The fullback kind of pushed out of position. So because the fullback pushed out of position, they kind of turn into a 3 at the back formation. So his defensive intelligence in that situation right there was obviously very nice to block that left center back position because of the fullback being out of position. So pretty nice so far in regards to that. Okay, so again, no second man press right here. Fullback is in position, and he lines up really, really nicely with Rio Ferdinand's card, which is perfect. Again, still lines up nicely. Marks the player in that situation right there. Blocks that general area really nicely, as well as marking the other person. So defensive awareness is obviously going to be a thing that's obviously noticeably good on this card so far. We're going to go ahead and try to force more attacking plays out of this. We have to kind of like attack a little bit just so we can get a little bit of movement out of this guy. A little transition here with the center back. His transitioning is not bad. It's not like crazy good because his agility and balance is not like crazy high, but it's pretty decent. There we go. No second man press with this. Starts marking the actual run that the player starts to make. Switch to him instantly. Probably going to score that opportunity right there. Again, you probably want to have both hands on the controller for that situation because you had to use the right stick then accelerate afterwards. But his marking to understand that someone is making a run is really good. Again, he's working really nicely off Rio Ferdinand with that medium work rate. What we're going to start doing now is we're going to actually defend like we normally do, and I need to see if he actually makes those type of tackles that players like Rio Ferdinand does, right? We'll get that opportunity off. Good marking there as well. Again, you can definitely tell that he's not the type of player that's going to chase after someone that well. So again, that tactic of making sure you're not on pressure on heavy touch is probably going to be the most ideal one for sure. Let's see if we can score an opportunity over here. A little touch right there, bam. A little touch right there, bam. I think he's offside. It kind of sucks. I want to like push my defensive mids out of position so that I can actually defend with him more, you know?
Counter-attacking performance. You don't always need to be dominating possession to get yourselves ahead.
I don't like his acceleration to go into the defensive areas. It doesn't feel responsive enough, if that makes any sense. Obviously, when you use players like, I don't know, like Diego Carlos, Eder Militao, like it's obviously a very noticeable thing that the moment you switch to them, their acceleration into the defensive play is very fast. And it doesn't really feel like that with Laporte, but again, it could be like a gameplay situation. But regardless, you need the players to be able to consistently do it, if that makes any sense. So, got to go ahead and get that angle with Daniel James. See, his marking, like the way that he marks players when they're starting to run is very, very noticeable. I noticed that he does that more than Rio Ferdinand, right? Which, again, doesn't necessarily make him a better center back. It's just that it's a characteristic of his to mark the running area that the player wants to do, right? So Rio Ferdinand kind of just like sticks to his position. Like he'll mark players for sure, but he doesn't really like do what Laporte's doing right now. In the two center back formation, like I said, the acceleration sprint speed not being higher is a little annoying because you do feel that kind of like sluggish presence of his. But like I said, if you play the tactics of balance instructions for your defenders in regards to the actual defensive tactics that you have, he'll play it well, you know, because his defensive awareness is really good. He'll play off of someone like Rio Ferdinand really nicely. What I want to see more is his defensive ability when I'm not tackling myself and all that kind of stuff, right? That's the most important thing with these types of cards, because with Rio Ferdinand, like if you just L-trigger shield with him, or if you just shield with him while you're defending, like he'll stick out the foot himself when you're using him, right? And I need Laporte to be able to do that too, because sometimes, as you guys know, if you press the tackle button, it just kicks the ball away, right? So I need him to be able to do that. So we'll switch to the ultra attacking one instantly, and then we'll see if he actually defends a little better there. There we go. This one should be good. Rio Ferdinand has a rotation policy with him. Now Laporte's off to the left center back position. Realizes he's kind of out of position right here. Goes right back into that center back position. He's playing off of Rio Ferdinand right now because Rio Ferdinand switched with him. They do that a lot in 3 at the back formations. That's why you really need a good balance between all 3 of them, because they do rotate quite a bit. Especially because I think this one's on constant pressure, so they're definitely going to do that pretty often. Oh man, I'm giving you all the opportunities in the world right here. Okay, I'm going to use Rio Ferdinand right here just for now. Now I'm going to use Laporte. This is a perfect opportunity right here. Give him the space a little bit. Switches to Semedo, but it makes sense that it switches to Semedo right there. I'll be honest with you guys. What I kind of thought of the card beforehand is very similar to how he feels in game. Like, he doesn't feel special by any means, but I think what this card is going to do for me, good interception there, by the way, I think what this card is going to do for me for sure is going to be, just be a good, like, player to have for, like, EPL objectives and stuff, because I don't think I have an actual center back that was just chilling in my club, so it's obviously going to be nice to have a player like him for the objectives and whatnot. So in regards to that, I do like it. But in regards to like specifics meta-wise and stuff, like does he feel like a really good team of the season? He feels like a decent center back. It doesn't feel anything like amazing, right? Like I said, that Diego Carlos Europa League card, a rare gold Eder Militao, like that level is what I'm comparing it to. And he doesn't feel like he's on that level for sure.
Smell blood, hunting for this goal that would end the contest, I think, given the time.
His body type in game is pretty big, which obviously helps out the card a lot in regards to dribbling, but it also kind of like diminishes the fact that his acceleration and sprint speed kind of like affects it a little bit, right? Get a finesse shot from that angle. Been hitting the post a lot from like the long range efforts, because you have to do long range efforts for this card. It's a toughie. Again, off the ball movement wise, every time I switch to my other defensive players, like he defends really nicely. Like without me having to control him, he definitely marks the right areas really nice. Aggressive there with Rio Ferdinand. He stays in his position right there in the middle. No second man press yet. Now I'll switch to him. See that those ones are questionable. You like the defenders. Like, do you fully blame him there? Not necessarily, because it's just FIFA being crap, but you want the consistency with the possession-based tackles. Like, Rio Ferdinand's pretty consistent with those ones, but I can't really blame Laporte for doing that, because that is like just a poor FIFA mechanic that someone can just tackle the ball that poorly, you know? Alright, switch to him again here. Nice aggressive tackle. Good possession-based tackle right there. You can kind of see, though, that even when he makes the actual tackle, it's really, like, sluggish, you know? Like, just the way that he commits to it, if that makes any sense. And he'll get that deflection. Wonder if he's going to shush. I knew it. I knew that he would, dude. Oh, my God, it's hilarious. Oh, I knew it. I'm doing a defender review and he's gonna shush. That's hilarious. And he's watching all the replays too. Ah, the community we have, ladies and gentlemen. And he's pausing! Oh my god. Oh my god. People are so hurting. Alright guys, so final verdict on Laporte's card. I don't think you're going to feel too many things that is going to be special with this card, in my honest opinion. I feel like it's one of those things where I feel like if his acceleration and sprint speed, base card stats-wise, was a little higher, I feel like he'd be significantly better. He's not a bad center back at all. Like that's when I do these player reviews, guys, it's not a matter of calling him he's just terrible. He's not a terrible center back. He's pretty good. It's just that I'm trying to compare him, because he has like team of the season oriented stats, I'm trying to compare him to the top tier center backs, right? Like, is he as good, even as a rare gold Eder Militao? It doesn't feel that good in regards to general movement when I'm controlling him. You know, the biggest thing with this card is that these defensive stats being high with the shadow chemistry style is incredibly noticeable. It's just that the chasing after part of you know, when players get past him is not necessarily ideal with this card. Like, he doesn't feel like the top tier center backs in that regard, because I feel like it's not like high enough. He's a little bit sluggish as well, tiny bit, and it's very noticeable why. Agility at 61, 62 bounce, and 65 dribbling. Those three together, not a good match with a 6'2 height. Again, center backs having poor dribbling is not necessarily a big deal. You want them to be able to just defend as good as possible. Like I said, his defensive stats, noticeably good in game. It's just that meta-wise, for the four main stats of pace, dribbling, defense, and physical all being good together, it's not really necessarily there with this card. But am I happy to get this card? Yes, because it's very good links for anything that I need in the future. Like I say the same thing to you guys about Chris Smalling's Headliners card, that sluggish feel that he has is not necessarily ideal for the center backs that you want to use in this game, right? So, but he's good. I'm happy that I got him because now I'm going to link him up next to Char's moments card for my Premier League team whenever I need to do the objectives. So I'm very happy I got this card. I'm still thankful that they released him as a gameplay objective because he's still pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a cool concept card to release in the gameplay objective. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video today. I'll try to do the SBC card for the other dude as well. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys. You guys have yourself a good one. Bye.